This is your marketplace. We expose the shady business of fake degrees.
Magnitude will blow your mind.
Who's fooling you?
We want to talk to you about your questionable PhD.
We track down the fakers.
Why would you purchase a fake degree?
We follow the trail to Pakistan, reveal the operation behind it all.
There is no university, actually, no physical location.
You can't afford to miss this.
All right, Eric, time to get schooled.
We're looking to beef up our credentials.
There are so many online programs out there.
Hundreds to choose from. But how do you know which one to trust?
I just found you guys online and I was looking to see if I could get a degree or inquire about some education.
Will you connect you to the admissions department?
So what's involved in the schooling?
This is just our first step in exposing an international underground scheme.
So no courses, no classes, I just pay a fee and I get a degree?
Exactly. The total fee for having the bachelor's degree done will be $1,500.
Just out of curiosity, there's no one I can meet up with chat with in person, I guess.
No.
I get to choose the date when I graduate?
Yep.
We're on a journey to find out how long it will take for these journalists to become doctors. To get the lowdown, I'm meeting up with former FBI agent Alan Ezel.
It's a bonanza. There's a worldwide market for academic credentials. The paper opens the door to getting the job, getting the promotion, getting the raise.
He spent 4 decades investigating schools offering fake degrees. They're called diploma mills.
We're not talking about classroom. We're not talking about learning. It's all smoke and mirrors and a facade. None of it exists.
American research shows more than half of all new PhDs in the U.S. are fake. We want to know how big the problem is here in Canada.
Okay guys, ready to check out this database? Let's do it.
I'm ready.
We get our hands on an exclusive database of more than 800 Canadians from coast to coast to coast that show they could have fake degrees.
Check this out, a medical doctor in a small town in BC.
A former police officer on this list.
A professor who teaches at Seneca College.
There's even an ordained minister in here.
Politicians, pharmacists, business owners, engineers. They're all on our list. We're starting our investigation with counselors treating serious medical conditions with fake degrees.
On.
Turn this on too.
Getting wired up to see what they'll reveal in person. Posing as a couple in crisis.
Are you two prepared for some relationship counseling?
As ready as we'll ever be.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi.
How are you? Good. How are you, Alfred?
First up, meet Alfred Ojo. He treats ADHD, anger management, depression, PTSD, the list goes on.
You have a lot of certificates.
Ojo says he was educated in Nigeria and the US. His online profile says he has a master's in counseling psychology from Ashley University.
So how long have you been in business?
I've been in business for over 20 years.
So, Ojo's degree is bogus, but maybe his counseling skills are real?
I think the barrier, to be honest, is just this feeling of inequality.
Okay. Bring this up, please. How many fingers?
You're 5?
No. Are they all equal?
No,
Are they of the same height?
no,
Are they of the same size?
no.
So now, that's how we do see life. That inequality is what could be a strength.
Much of this session is focused on giving us metaphors about relationships,
Right.
like this one about lasagna.
To make lasagna, you grab beef, this and that. But let's say you are doing everything together, or when you're supposed to eat it for 30 seconds, you eat it for 1 hour. You know,
Right.
so you know it's not going to come out good.
Right.
So it's the same thing has to do with communication.
We're just journalists, but this session seems odd. So, at Western University, I check in with someone who can break it down for us.
How many fingers?
Psychology professor, Dr. Alan Lichai.
We hold the public's trust in that the public has an expectation of a quality of service because these are the most vulnerable times in their lives.
We show him parts of our session with Alfred Ojo. His opinion?
I don't want to comment so much directly on this individual, although probably anybody seeing that would raise their eyebrow and say, geez, is that what therapy is? That's what I get over the clothesline with my neighbor. That is not therapy.
Nice to see you again.
We go in a second time with more questions about Ojo's education.
Where did you look at Ashley, by the way?
I have not even been there for quite some time. I don't know what.
This is the question that really seems to throw him for a loop.
But Ashley was legit.
What? You know, I got in 2000. If you look at the time, what time was it? No, 1998.
Wait a second. His LinkedIn profile says he went there from 2007 to 2008.
Because I don't have much to go back into reference with them. Because it's not more of like, oh, it's too hot. Let me just open the window.
Yeah, it's a little warm in here.
Is the door open? No, it's not open. Let me open your door quickly.
And with that, he walks out of the room. Looks like he needs a break from our team's questions. But now I have some of my own.
We've tried to contact you more than once to share your perspective about your master's degree from Ashley University. Please give us a call back.
Alfred Ojo never calls us back, so we try again in person. Remember, he's been counseling patients for over 2 decades.
Mr. Ojo, my name is Asha Tomlinson. I'm with CBC Marketplace. We want to talk about your questionable degree from Ashley University.
Excuse me, I'm not ready to talk to you about that.
Why not? We've reached out to you several times. Why wouldn't you just share your perspective on why you have this fake degree from a questionable institution?
I don't know how you got the information, and I don't think...
We have a list of Canadians, and that includes you. You're on that list. Why would you purchase a fake degree? What about the people who believe in you as a counselor, who trust you and your credentials? Sir!
Ojo never admits to buying his degree, and after we reach out to him, he pulls down his LinkedIn profile and says he's no longer taking new clients.
Actions speak louder than words. You got the message across. He had a fake degree, and he's not going to expose himself any further.
We're still trying to buy our very own fake degrees.
Hi, is this Ashwood University?
Yeah, it is. How can I help you?
This is Cortland's University, correct?
That is correct, yes.
So, check this out. I just found Alameda University. When you check them out online, the first thing that pops up is life experience degree.
Alameda University, how can I help you?
I'm looking to get a degree.
Go ahead.
Almeida, Cortlands, Gatesville, Ashwood. All say they'll trade in life experience for credit hours. Send in your resume, your money, and just wait for your degree in the mail.
So what's the total I'd be paying?
It'll be around like $1,800 because that includes your registration with the university, along with your student area activation, along with your online attendance and your dissertation work, the most important thing.
We get the whole package, including proof we attended the school, but we're told it's apparently above board.
So what you're saying is Alameda is legit?
Alameda definitely is legit.
Not what we've heard.
Almeida has never been real. It's never been legitimately, traditionally accredited by a recognized entity in its life, period.
While we wait for our degrees to arrive, we notice Almeida shows up dozens of times in our research. including with this Toronto psychotherapist and registered social worker.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Dr. Gilbert Caresses. He says he has a master's in social work from the Philippines and this PhD in biblical counseling. His online profile boasts a 4.0 GPA, treating very serious issues, substance abuse, PTSD, ADHD, child abuse, and more.
Yes, so those are my certificates over there.
We don't need to ask about his degree. It's hanging on his wall.
And you got a PhD from Almeida. Where's Almeida, anyways?
In Ohio.
Did they have an online component?
They have an online component.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, you can do either.
Whereas you were actually studying
I was there, yes.
on the campus.
Remember, Almeida does not exist.
How long does it take to do a PhD?
Well, 2 years.
2 years.
Just finish your dissertation.
Yeah.
Just like to write and just research. It's easy nowadays because you have internet, eh? It's so easy to copy and paste.
Can I stop you right there?
Yes, you can.
So I can... Okay, it takes 2 years. No.
Psychology professor Dr. Alan Leachide says writing a dissertation usually takes much longer than that.
Typically 4 years, sometimes 5 years, and sometimes even longer. Original work. It's not a click and paste activity.
We give Gilbert Caresses a second chance to explain his schooling.
Where was Alameda?
No, it's in California.
Wait, what? It's in California now?
Where's Almeida, anyways?
In Ohio.
And when our producers continue to test his skills, asking for advice on how to handle long-distance relationships, things get really bizarre.
Are you you're easily tempted?
Am I easily tempted?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, the temptations are really clear, you know, when you're separated. In fact, I was even proposed to by a Syrian girl all the way out there.
When you were at Almeida.
And she had purple eyes, and I said, wow, I'm being proposed to. And
Professor Leachide is not impressed.
You don't disclose things of a personal nature inappropriate that are focused on yourself. If you're just telling these stories because you're trying to be seen by your clients in certain ways because it makes you feel better or whatever, those are boundary violations.
We spend weeks asking Caresses for an on-camera interview. He says no. So we meet up with him near his work.
I'm Asha Tomlinson with CBC Marketplace.
boy, you took me right to the spot, eh?
Our investigation shows that Almeida University is a fake institution. Why did you get
how
your
did I
degree
know
from
about
them?
that?
You just paid a fee and we were able to order
Really?
a PhD.
Well, if you didn't do any work, some people work and some people cheat.
Did you cheat?
I did not cheat.
But when we check his thesis, over 30% was plagiarized.
Don't you think you're breaking the trust of your clients?
I'm not. I'm using my knowledge and skills.
Caressa says he understood his thesis had been approved by Almeida, but now he's taken down his LinkedIn profile and is no longer listed as a therapist on the clinic's website.
Why is your profile removed from the website where you work?
Well, things change, you know.
So you're no longer working there?
No.
When we check, the clinic confirms they terminated his contract. Does this professor have a fake degree?
Did your postgrad online? Yeah. Where did you do it? Here at Seneca?
No, forgetting those two things are always messing up my head.
Who else is faking it? This is your marketplace. The real deal on your marketplace. We've spent months undercover investigating Canadians with bogus degrees. And now, we're about to get some of our own.
All right, moment of truth.
Let's see what we have. Wow.
So our degrees are here.
They are. I have a PhD in psychology from Alameda University.
PhD in psychology, Gatesville University.
Take a look. We get our degrees, but that's not all. We also get transcripts with a list of bogus courses we never took, attendance records,
And your GPA, 3.92. Nicely done.
And it was just too easy.
And that name we used? Check it out. That's right, it's Marketplace. Back on the case, we find others who have degrees just like ours.
So I just found a professor at Seneca College in Toronto here.
Dubravko Grablich has a master's degree in computer science from Alameda University. We've heard that school name before.
He teaches computer applications and business applications. He's also taught at the University of Toronto and Ryerson University too.
Posing as potential students, our team meets up with him.
This is Dubravko.
Nice to meet you.
To find out more about his so-called masters from Alameda.
I did my postgrad online.
Oh, you did your postgrad online?
Yeah.
Where did you do it?
In forgetting that those two names are always messing up my head.
He can't remember where he got his degree from?
Almeida.
I've already done all the exams back in Croatia.
Oh, okay.
So it basically was just verifying my knowledge. So the exams were actually phone discussion. It's basically 11 phone exams.
11 phone exams? Never heard of that before.
Do you need a master's in order to pursue your career? Like, does it help boost your credibility?
For me, it mattered 4 times in my life. When I started working at 2 colleges and started working at 2 universities.
And Alameda was legit.
Now, this isn't the first time an educator has been exposed. We traveled to Pittsburgh, Kansas, where a group of high school students made international headlines after they investigated their principal and her 2 fake degrees.
A group of students had their doubts about their new principal.
Their incoming new principal resigned after their investigation into her credentials.
The story went viral.
When you started to dig deeper, what were you finding?
A lot of discrepancies arose. Even just a simple Google search brought up articles that mentioned the university she attended may be a scam and that it possibly could be a diploma mill.
The school they looked into? Cortland's University. It's also on our list.
We were calling the city in California where it was supposedly located, and a city council official saying that that university had never even existed helped piece that together.
We tell them about the prof we're investigating.
He's taught at several top Canadian universities and colleges, and he's still teaching.
The main concern for me, if I would be one of those students, what does that say about the degree I have from that university? What does it say about the validity? Because if the university has this fraudulent professor, who's to say that there weren't more?
We asked Professor Grablich repeatedly for an on-camera interview. He maintains his degree from Alameda is legitimate, and he did do 11 phone exams to complete his master's.
So why can't we speak with you?
Because I discussed it with Seneca and it says that I should not discuss it with you directly anymore and that you should talk to the public relationship department at Seneca College.
You don't want to speak to us on camera at all to talk about your master's and why you attended this school that is linked to a diploma mill scheme.
That is exactly correct. You can talk to Seneca College and that is final.
So we follow up with Seneca College.
We're hoping you'll reconsider an interview to discuss this.
But they won't talk on camera either. They say they have processes in place to vet their employees' credentials. And weeks after we contact Grablich, he removes Alameda University from his LinkedIn profile. Retired FBI agent Alan Ezel says that's not good enough.
What signal are they sending the other faculty members and their students? They must set the example. If they're not going to vet their own people, who in the heck is? That's 1,000% unacceptable.
Where do all these fake degrees come from? The paper trail leads to Pakistan.
There is no university, actually, no physical location.
This insider tells all. This is your marketplace. Get more marketplace. Sign up for our weekly newsletter at cbc.ca/marketplace. The real deal on fake schools. We've uncovered more than 800 Canadians who could have fake degrees from hundreds of fake online schools.
I've been noticing that some of the schools' websites look pretty similar.
When we dig a little deeper, a pattern emerges.
Well, I'm on Baychester right now, and just looking at a picture of the dean here. I'm looking at another school, Regent. Also the picture of the dean, who has the same photo, same name, and same write-up on both schools.
Turns out the faculty at some of these schools are just stock photos used on multiple websites. And many of those schools track back to one major company in Pakistan. Exact, the largest international diploma mill scheme out there.
The magnitude will blow your mind. I mean, really. It makes a volcano look small. We're talking probably grossing $1 billion a year, 35 bank accounts in 19 countries.
Exact denies any involvement in the scheme and tells us they don't condone any alleged fraud by these fake schools. But we tracked down a man on the inside. A sales agent working out of this exact office in Islamabad a number of years ago. He's asked us to conceal his identity due to safety concerns.
Working experience as an agent, as a representative of a university that actually didn't exist. Well, that was awful.
He was the first point of contact for many people buying their degrees. His pitch?
So I would say you don't have to attend any classes. Just log on to our website and, and then just we would take your credit card number for your enrollment fee and all that. There is no university, actually, no physical location. But the person sitting next to me would pretend to be the counselor.
He says he quit because he didn't agree with the company's practices.
I think it should be closed down. A legal action should be taken.
The crackdown begins in New York City.
Where one of the top Exact executives, Umair Hamid, is being sentenced here today. We're going in to get the details.
The judge spoke directly to Hamid, saying there are real victims, and they are your victims. In the end, he was sentenced to 21 months in prison for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Then he'll be deported back to Pakistan. He was also ordered to forfeit over $5 million for his role in the scheme. This conviction wasn't enough to stop Exact. Fake schools are still up and running.
But our story doesn't end here. We'll be following this in the months to come.